So last month, my next guest, along with his colleague, Senator Richard Durbin, introduced a bill known as the Credit Card Competition Act of 2022 in an effort to inject real competition into the credit card network market. The bill found support from the National Federation of Independent Businesses. Those are the small businesses. But of course, that means the big players are pushing back. Joining me now, Senator of Kansas, Roger Marshall. Senator, Bankrate also came out against your bill, saying it would harm consumers. And they listed all kinds of things. They said it would harm rewards programs, data security, access to credit. What are your thoughts about this? I mean, obviously, you knew they would come after you and circle the wagons.
Right. I'm always going to fight for Main Street when it's Main Street versus Wall Street. I'm going to fight for consumers. And right now, consumers are feeling the pinch of inflation. These credit card swipe fees increase that inflation. So on a gallon of gas, we were paying about a 6% tax for the swipe fee. Now we're paying 12%. So swipe fees are an inflation multiplier. I think that this will be good for the market. Capitalism needs competition. Competition is the backbone. Right now, two credit card companies control 83% of the market. Despite their profits going up by 25%, they still increased their rate this year. So what we do is introduce competition, not price caps. Right. We want more competition.
Right. And it seems like an idea that would take off, considering all the backing behind things like overdraft fees and things like that. I want to talk about the country in general. There was a tweet that you put out that made me think of you. Listen, we know we're in a tough period right now. On one end of the spectrum, you got taxpayers who we're paying off college loans, right? These are folks who are going to end up making $5 million a year. Unfortunately, though, and sadly, on the other end of the spectrum, we have deaths of despair. They're skyrocketing. This, to me, is the real national emergency. Is anything on Capitol Hill being done about this?
Yeah, well, not enough, Charles. We certainly do have an epidemic right now of mental health issues, of depression, of suicide, of fentanyl poisoning. We're still having 5,000 to 10,000 excessive deaths per week. So we're begging, though, the White House to close down our southern border. 95% of that fentanyl comes across the southern border. This is a result of the lockdowns. It's a result of the masking on people, that they continue to have social problems, adapting to getting back into the real world. This isolation was horrible. So this is the result of many of the mandates by the president and setting governors.
In today's Washington Post, there's a headline that reads, "The GOP wants to be the education party. Democrats have to fight back." This is something, of course, the GOP is very passionate about. In fact, there's a Gallup poll that points to an all-time low satisfaction K through 12 within the Republican Party. However, I think it would be better to say that Republicans want to be the parent party, the party that represents parents. Isn't that more accurate?
Charles, we'll hire you as our messenger. That's exactly right. Look, I'm a first-generation college student. My wife and I both educated in public schools. Our 4 children in public schools, public universities. Everything I owe professionally as becoming a physician, I owe to those public school teachers I had. But unfortunately, we have record numbers of people in Kansas leaving the public school system. And I think that this is a result of those same lockdowns I mentioned earlier that impacting mental health. It's time to hold those governors accountable. But I think my message of hope would be this. We need young adults with traditional Kansas American values to be running for school board. And we need to go out and recruit those superstars to make sure that they guard the education our children are getting. There's only so much I can do to stop the minutia coming out of Washington. Right. That's why we want parents in charge of their own kids' education.
Yeah, I think a lot of parents had the opportunity to actually, see what their kids were learning, look over their shoulders and say, what? For me, again, this has been an important topic for me for years, because I've seen watered down versions of educations hurt so many people. And our kids are ready for it. They're ready for tough curriculum, and they're ready, to be taught a proper way, not to be indoctrinated, for lack of a better word. Senator, you're doing some great work. I appreciate you taking the time. Senator Marshall, thank you.